Alright, so popular comedian slash co-host of Practical Jokers, well, I should say ex-co-host of Practical Jokers, Joe Gatto was just accused of SA by a woman named Joe's on TikTok. She claims the alleged assault happened in September of 2023, where the alleged victim at that time had just turned 19, which would make Joe Gatto 47, which obviously, even though the age gap is legal, it's still very weird at the end of the day. Now, she would post not one, but like 6 videos in total, blasting Joe Gatto in front of millions and millions of people. But don't worry, I'll just give you like a brief little summary of what happened leading up to it and what supposedly happened the night of the alleged assault. So this is what she claims happened, okay? So she and her family were out on a brunch one day, and she saw Joe Gatto at the same restaurant as her. And obviously she was a fan, she's seen Practical Jokers, so she snapped a picture of him. And this right here is a picture they took at the restaurants. After she posted the picture to her Instagram story, Joe Gatto would like it, and then she would slide into his DMs, asking for free tickets to a show he was having that night in Milwaukee. And honestly, she kind of has balls asking for free tickets just because he took a picture of him. People like to gloss over that detail when covering this. Isn't that crazy? Obviously, this tactic didn't work, but Joe still hooked her up with some meet and greet passes, which is where this picture was taking place. And for some reason, Joe can never take a normal picture. I don't know why it always looks like this. So later after the show, she was at her house drinking. Okay, remember this. She was drinking at her house with her own free will. And with some encouragement from her roommates, she decides to message Joe Gatto on Instagram for the second time. And these are the messages. She says, "Crazy to see you in Milwaukee. Sorry for interrupting your breakfast. It was so nice meeting you today. Going to try to get tickets for your show tonight." He says, "Awesome to meet you. For sure, come. It'll be fun." She says, "Just bought 2 tickets now. I have to find someone to come with me. Haha, can't wait." He says, "Awesome. I'll leave 2 meet and greet passes for you at the box office under your name so you can come back and say hello. Have fun." She says, "Thank you so much. I couldn't wish for a better first comedy show. So excited." So now the next set of text messages are after the show. "So happy you loved it, and sorry I made you cry. Haha. No worries. All good tears. Anyways. Haha. Okay, good. You look great in the picture. So that's good." So Joe was obviously, flirting a little bit here. It seems like he's trying to raise this girl up or something. She says, "Thank you. I think you're the star of the picture though." He says, "Debatable." The story replies, "Agree with me." He says, "I'm glad to give you street cred." She says, "I'd rather have real friends than street cred anyway. Just gotta show off what people missed." He said, "F yes. What a day." She said, "F yes too. Hope the rest of your night is equally epic, just drinking and hanging out. Hope yours is too." So she's drinking again. So by these messages, she pretty much comes off like as an excited fan, starstruck that one of their favorite celebrities is texting and noticing her. And it does seem like Joe Gatto is flirting, at least a little bit. Now, this is where the story starts to get a little strange. I guess Joe Gatto was feeling a little silly, so he put on vanish mode and pretty much gave her instructions to meet her at his hotel. Which, when she explained the story, she says her friend is encouraging her to message her, so I'm assuming that she is telling her friend everything that Joe is saying. So if your friend encouraged you to go to that hotel room, she is straight out just a bad friend, okay? Because why is she encouraging you to meet someone who's 47, almost 3 times your age, somebody you barely know, in a hotel room alone? Like, that is just a bad friend, right? It doesn't matter if this is your favorite celebrity. You don't meet someone you barely even know in a hotel room alone. And she claims that the alleged assault happened in the hotel room, but she does not go into detail of what happened in that room. Now, for me, this is red flag number 1. I'm no expert on this by any means, but I've covered a few stories and watched like a lot of videos of false allegations and similar stories like this. And usually when they don't go in depth or explain the details and fully, then that usually means they're lying. So to me, it feels like she's not explaining the details because she knows it would make her look bad. And I get that it could be traumatizing to her to go into detail about her assault, but you're the one who's accusing this huge celebrity of sexually assaulting you. So now it's your due diligence to prove that this happened to you. Because if you don't be surprised if people don't believe you. And some people might think, oh, well, you should just believe the victim, and that's just wrong. No, you should not. Because why should I believe you? You're a random stranger. I don't know what you're capable of. You could be just straight up lying. And others say, well, it doesn't hurt to believe the victim. Well, it does. Allegations like this ruin people's careers. I mean, just look at Dream. He's being accused of a pedophile to this day, even though it's proven false. Or Gus Johnson. His career is pretty much over. He will never get to where he was again, just because of an allegation. She would also show bruises that Joe apparently caused with his teeth. I'm not saying this didn't happen. Do teeth even like leave marks like this? And I'm asking a legitimate question because I actually don't know. Now this all leaves us to red flag number 2. And I haven't seen too many people talk about this being a red flag, but her taking screenshots and videos of her bruises that Joe Gatto apparently left. And maybe she could have gotten this after. She also had screenshots of the messages. She also had a vanish mode message too, which you have to take in that moment or it'll disappear. And she has every single picture and video they've ever took together. And this is apparently somebody who sexually assaulted you, right? So, I don't know. To me, before anything even happens, before you even went to his hotel room, you were gathering all this evidence. And you had all this evidence. And instead of going to the police, you decide to wait like a few years and then make TikToks about it. So, I don't know. To me, it seems like she knew what she was doing and she knew what she was getting into. Because why would you be gathering all this evidence if you at least didn't think something was going to happen? Now, before I get into the public's opinion about this whole situation, I'm going to give my opinion first. And it's obviously pretty clear that I don't believe her. I think this whole situation is BS. I do think Joe Gatto and her, did something in the hotel room, but I think it was all consensual. It just seems like she now regrets it. And she is now like remorseful over it. So she's trying to take control over the situation and flip it. It's pretty clear that she's definitely doing it for clout because you don't need 6 videos explaining the entire situation. And like I said earlier, I do think Joe Gatto having sexual relations with a 19-year-old is a bit strange. It's pretty weird, honestly. And it also seems like he did kind of cheat on his wife. They did divorce in 2021, but got back together in September of 2023. And that's apparently when this whole situation went down, was in September. So it does seem like he was unfaithful to his wife, which is disappointing, honestly. But now moving on to the public opinion, and the reactions to her accusations have been obviously mixed. Some people have been saying that people should just believe all women and believe all victims, especially when there's a power dynamic. Joe Gatto is twice her age, almost 3 times, honestly, and a successfully popular comedian, which the power dynamic situation is really stupid. There's always going to be a power dynamic in relationships, obviously more celebrities. I guess they can't date normal people or be around normal people because there's going to be a power dynamic. So, that just makes perfect sense. Others have been saying that her story just doesn't add up. Maybe some sexual things did happen in that hotel room, but it was all consensual, like I said. But now it seems like she regrets it and wants to take control and then ruin this guy's life for clout, which obviously I do believe considering the red flags I mentioned in her story. And we've seen this time and time again where a celebrity or a guy they barely even know asks them to go back to their hotel room and then they're shocked that something happens. And, what does that mean? I mean, just use your brain. It usually means something is going down. They're not just inviting you back to your hotel room to have, a cup of tea or something. There's no way this woman did not know something was going to happen. Because if you legitimately did not know anything was going to happen, why did you take a picture of the vanish mode message? Oh, well, maybe she took it just in case anything happened to her. Okay, then why didn't she go to the police afterwards? She had enough evidence to do it. I'm not even done. There's even more red flags in her in this entire situation. Now, the other red flags that I've noticed are just, my personal opinion and other things that people have noticed too. So red flag number 3 that I noticed, like I said earlier, she has made not 1, not 2, but 6 videos. And in each video, she slowly gives more and more information. And I feel like, you could have at least summed it up in 1 or 2 videos. And I understand, you didn't think the video that you posted, the first one, was going to blow up. But I just find it so strange that she separated the messages, the normal messages and the vanished messages in 2 separate videos. Why didn't she put it in 1 video? It's a little strange. Red flag number 4, she's an overshare. She constantly posting videos like, why does nobody want to be my friend? I could see why. So this shows that she has no problem manipulating people online for validation or attention. Red flag number 5, she has a desire to be famous. She has made videos posting, why am I not famous? Which again shows a need for attention. Red flag number 6, she posted a 10-minute video explaining in depth of what happened at the hotel room. Oh wait, most of the time was filled with complaining about people not believing her. And the part where she did explain what happened, she was constantly looking around in her room and she could not get her story straight and it was all over the place. And lastly, red flag number 7, she has a drinking problem. She's mentioned multiple times. She likes drinking. In fact, she claims that she's an alcoholic herself.
And So I was drinking which not because of her, just because I was drinking. Because I like to drink. Anyway. So I have a drinking problem. Hold on. Anyway, I'm not joking. Here's my Tito's dispenser.
And usually alcoholics, okay, this is my personal opinion, usually they're very untrustworthy, okay? If you've ever been around alcoholics, they're very untrustworthy. Now, I've seen a lot of people say this to others who have pointed out these red flags as well. We're making it personal. No, all we're doing is just pointing out her bad characteristics. Like, these people literally have their own personal reasons on why they think she's innocent. So that comparison just doesn't make sense. And I've also seen others say that Joe Gatto took advantage of her because she was drunk. I don't think she ever mentions that she was drunk. She mentioned that she was drinking, and the only time that she was drinking was with her roommates at her house, not with Joe Gatto. Now, a little update in this situation: Joe Gatto has responded to the allegations. Now, obviously, he shut down the claims of him essaying her, but this is what he said. And also, sorry for the mess. I had to yoink this from a TikTok because obviously Twitter's down again. Every time I try to get some screenshots, it's down. Whatever. It's a filling app anyways. The comedian told TMZ in a statement that he used poor judgment in the past and has therefore violated the trust of the people he loves, but is confident anyone who knows him knows he won't insult anyone. He also adds that he's working on himself and it is an ongoing process, and I'm now going to take some time away from the public eye to focus my energy where I need to. Now, he didn't decline that anything sexual happened in a hotel room or decline the fact that he cheated on his wife. The only thing that he declined was that he sexually assaulted her, which makes me believe that he was unfaithful to his wife. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This is a more thought out response to my other videos. I want to make sure I covered like every single grounds in this situation, and I feel like I did a really good job with that. So, smash the like button, but do it consensually, okay? You don't want no case towards you. And now you might subscribe while we're at it. We're almost at 500 subscribers already. That is crazy. So yeah, bye.